So, hello everyone. My name is Daniel González, and I'm the Global Technical Lead for Hydrogen at Veritas. So, first of all, thank you to the Sustainable Energy Council and all attendants here for being here. So today I will discuss the crucial role of pre-feasibility and feasibility studies for hydrogen projects, and due to the time constraints, I will not. We won't have a Q&A session, but I will be available at the BB booth, which is right there in C12, for any queries afterwards. So first of all, I will go through the through the index of the slide decks that we have. So we will go through the market overview, just understanding the state of the green hydrogen projects globally. Afterwards, we will go through the role of pre-feasibility and feasibility studies in renewable hydrogen, just doing the definition of these studies, the importance and the impact on the project success. Finally, we will go through the execution of the studies, defining the key objectives, the required expertise, and the scheduling for successful studies. So going through the market overview, which is the first point, I would like just to highlight here that over 1,400 projects has been announced so far globally. So this information is coming from the Hydrogen Council McKinsey report. So it is as well important to mention that more than 150 are gigascale projects, which means that we are talking about huge investments. Almost half are in the feasibility stage, which is the topic of this presentation. So, and we have to highlight here as well that there has been some updates on these numbers year by year, and the project mortality is quite high on this hydrogen business right now. So that's why it's key to define well the pre-feasibility and feasibility stage. So going through the project stage of a general project, this will apply for every project. We are going to go through the pre-feasibility and feasibility stages, which are defined there during the development of the project. Just reaching gate 1 and 2, where we need to answer if the business case is robust in the first gate, and in the second one we need to have a complete definition of the project for having a good understanding of what we are appointing. Afterwards, we will reach the FEED design, where we have the basic engineering, and it will be defining much more things. But you will see that these two previous stages are the key ones for the project value at the end. So what is the project outcomes that we are expecting always? So it's success, and how we can define success in this case. So I'm here just highlighting that the success is the avoiding of failure, and just avoiding cost overruns, maintaining cost competitiveness, adhering to schedules, and meeting production plans. So you can find there the key figures that we have defined as the cutting point, where we consider the project a failure or a success. So then we have why it is important. So the pre-feasibility and feasibility studies are vital, mainly because you are defining the project fundamentals with minimal room of changes in the future stages. You need to avoid the consumption of high resources and unprofitable projects at the end, because in the moment that you are committed to go to the FEED design, the next stage, you are going to commit a lot of people working on these projects, probably the most knowledge with the most knowledge in your company. So this is something that you need to avoid. The next slide is about how we can measure the performance. Usually The performance of the pre-feasibility and feasibility stages are measured by internal tools that you have in your own company. But if you don't count on them, you can just go with FEL index by API, or you can go with the PDR index by the Construction Industry Institute. So which are the main reasons for poor performance on these stages? So the main source of project failure is basic data mistakes. No? This is something that we need to avoid from the very beginning, but it's always related with the misalignment that we have with the stakeholders, the incoherent objectives that we are defining, unrealistic schedules, and conservative targets. No? That is something that it will impact on hydrogen as well, because it's key here that the technology is not well known, the project maturity is less than others, and usually, depending on the knowledge of the people defining that, you will have this problem of the unrealistic schedules mainly, which is something that I have faced so many times in these projects. And as well, you need to try to avoid, the conservative targets, no? Because sometimes you are preparing the business case and you want to be very conservative in the approach, and you could end up with no business case, no, for a really profitable project indeed. So which are the basic data? I will not stop here because we don't have many time, but at the end is defining more or less which is expected in this basic data to be defined at these stages. So this is important that we don't miss any of this point. Here is the consequences of basic data errors. No? At the end, basic data errors detected during FEED could mean too late, no, to be amended, impacting over the project value. No? So the situation with higher risks for containing data errors are mentioned there, and are the use of new technology, which is the case of green hydrogen projects at the end, the basic data being very expensive or difficult to obtain. That is something that we can face as well with some manufacturers and some guarantees in the performance, and the inexperience of lead sponsor, which is something as well very popular in this case, because we don't have the sponsor working on gas industry for a long time. All of them, they are not. So some of them, they need some help on these kind of projects. And finally, the importance of continuity, which I will mention as well, because we are in the energy market right now. It's very hot globally, so the people are moving from one company to another. So the continuity of the team in the project from the very beginning to the end, it's very important, and it is something that we cannot achieve every time. No, so I will. You can see there, no, some figures about this importance and how could impact on the project success, and I will stop only in two of them, which I think they are summarizing all the others. And you can see there that the project without data errors have a 44% of success rate, which is not quite impressive, but none with data errors are successful. No? So that's quite clear. No? And the continuity of the project director is something as well very important to mention, leads to 57% of success rates versus 23% without it. So it's just showing what is the impact on this risk, no, and how we need to be cautious when all of that, because it will impact on the final outcome of the project. So then we will go through the execution of these studies, what is expected at the end. So in case of pre-feasibility stage objectives, you can see there that at the end what we want to understand is the health and viability of the business case. No, this is the main objective. So we have to complete several work streams. We define these 4, which is doing a market analysis, doing a legal and regulatory framework analysis. It's really important in hydrogen because, you know, this is something that is changing every month. We have to complete a conceptual design, which needs to include all of this information, at least, that is showing there, and it's important to work on that because it's key. We have to prepare a business model. What it is usually in these pre-feasibility stages is having several alternatives to evaluate. So you want to see what is the derivatives that you will produce at the end, or even if you need to select one location or another, or the size of your plant. So for doing that, we need to prepare this business model where we can compare all the alternatives and decide which one is the best one to move on, no, with our project. So when we go through the feasibility stage, we need to develop the scope up to a point where all elements of the scope are accounted for. So that means that we need to have a complete definition of the project. And for that, we need to consider all of these work streams as well, which include the site factors. We need to understand how we impact in our project, our site, the pre-feed design, which means to deliver an engineering design of the project in a more detailed level. It's high level detail as well, but will be more detailed than before. And we should we should have selected in the previous stage the case that we want to work on. Because if we have several alternatives at this point, you will spend a lot of resources to develop all of that. No? And afterwards, you have the project execution plan where you need to define how you will execute the project. And the business model, or in this case, I will call it business case, because you have to define a case for your project where you have only one alternative selected. No? So how we think it needs to be execute this kind of services or this kind of stages. So we need to define a consulting team where we have a project director usually, and a study manager, and a study lead, and the SMEs of the technologies involved. No? So what we think is that at the end you need to have all the people working on the project, but focus on the consultancy or in the business plan. No? So you don't need to count on a specialist for the definition of the project. You need to count on them just to help you with some queries. No? That's why we have these discipline experts defined in parallel, because they will support the project team. So, and the scheduling, which is something that is you need to define case by case, of course, but you can find here what is expected, no, in our experience for a hydrogen and ammonia production project. So it will take more or less 18 weeks, 1,800 man-hours to select the alternatives that you have. No, usually you have 3-4 alternatives to analyze. So this is why you need this time, and you need to ask some others for information. So for that you will need time for that it will delay to be replied by the technology providers. In case of feasibility studies, we have another estimate there of 21 weeks and 2,500 man-hours to carry out this stage. No? So finally, you have this table which summarizes more or less what is expected in each of these stages. In our experience, I would like just to mention that the technology provider is key to be selected as soon as possible, because the project will change because of that. No? And every electrolyzer provider will have their particularities, and it will change the performance of your plant probably at the end, so it will impact on the business case. So then we have here the references that I have used for preparing this assessment or evaluation of or summarize And that's all from my side. So thank you for your time. For further discussion, please visit us at stand C12, and have a good day.